What is going on, everybody? It is your boy, the Bad Diggity Dizzle, a.k.a. the Laker Dog, back with a Los Angeles Lakers video. That's right. I'm going to start doing more Los Angeles Lakers content on the page. As you all know, I stream all the Los Angeles Lakers games. Of course, I'll be live at Lakers and Nuggets tomorrow night, 9:45 Eastern Standard Time. You ain't going to want to miss that. Should be a really good game. Lakers going back home after a 7-game road trip in which they finished 5-2. But I want to start doing recap videos the day after. We'll talk about what the Lakers did well, what they didn't do well, and all that other stuff. We'll go over the game. I also want to talk about some trade rumors, some other things. Whenever Laker news happens, I'll try to do the best I can to get it on the page. Today, we're going to talk about one of the trades I think the Los Angeles Lakers could make, and that would make their team better going forward, and it's something that they're definitely going to need going forward if they want to try to repeat and defend their championship. Now, I'm going to say this one time, and I'm not going to address it again. Everybody, there's a lot of people that come into the streams, they come onto my page, like, well, how are you a Giants and a Laker fan? How are you a Giants and a Laker fan? You're a bandwagon Laker fan. Why don't you do the Knicks? Because the Knicks play at 7 o'clock. 2 years ago, when I was trying to grow my channel, I retooled it in a different facet. I streamed pretty much every game I could find. Football, baseball, basketball, even some hockey didn't matter. But anything I streamed was late at night because I'm going to explain this. I have a full-time job. I work 7 to 4 every day. My wife also has a full-time job, and we have a 3-year-old son, which means that most of the day I don't see my wife or my son. So I also go to the gym 5 days a week, and that is so that I can stay in shape for myself, for my wife, and for my 3-year-old son, who is 41 years younger than me. So 10 years from now, when he's 13, he wants to go out there and hit the baseball around or throw the football around or play basketball, and I'm in my 50s, I can still do that and not be one of these lazy people that says, hey, go watch the computer. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be lazy. I always want to be in shape. I always want to feel good. That's going to be me. So I stream the games later at night because it allowed me 3 or 4 hours to spend with my family before they went to sleep. 2018, I started streaming the Lakers. They weren't good. They missed the playoffs that year. They were not a good team. You can go back and look at my page. From February through the end of the season, I streamed 22 Laker games. I got called Laker Dog in 2018, and I decided at that point, let's buy the NBA League Pass and just do the Laker games, since that was pretty much what I did, because every game on TV seemed to be the Lakers, so that's what I did. I decided last year I was going to stream every game that they did. I didn't know they were going to win a championship. I was streaming in 2018. I just decided I was going to continue to stream them, and I'm going to continue to stream them. But that is why I do Laker videos. And you can say, well, Bad Dog, they play at 7 o'clock. So I'm like, yes, but they don't stream. They don't play at 7 o'clock every night like the Knicks. And when the Lakers play at 7 o'clock, I don't go to the gym those days. So I still get the 3 and 4 hours with my wife and son before I come down here and stream. It's really that simple. The Knicks could be 21-0 and be a 3-peat champion, and I would not stream the Knicks. It has nothing to do with them being good or bad. I am a Knicks fan. I've always been a Knicks fan since the Bernard King days, since 1984, since the Bomb Squad days, okay? Tucker, Newman, Jared Wilkins, Strickland, and all those guys, okay? I remember all those days. I'm a Knicks fan. When the Knicks play the Lakers, I wear my Knicks stuff. So that is why I stream the Laker games. Because they fit my schedule. No other reason. They've taken on a life of their own. They've become very popular. So I continue to do them. People like that. And I like doing it. It's fun. It's exciting. I like streaming the games. And I like talking about them. Big deal. Okay? So moderators, if people continue to ask this, I'm just going to ask you to do me a favor. Either block them or just remove their comment. I'm not going to deal with the childish nonsense about this. I'm a grown man. I have a 3-year-old to deal with childish nonsense. I'm not going to deal with it on the internet, okay? That's why I stream the Laker games, plain and simple. Knicks fan, always been a Knicks fan, always will be a Knicks fan. I stream the Laker games because they fit my schedule. Understand? Good. Let's talk about the Lakers and trade possibilities. A lot of people in the chat on these streams. Bad Dog, how about Bradley Beal? Bradley Beal wants out of Washington. Washington is a sinking ship. It's a sinking ship. Easy for me to say. It's a disaster. Say that 5 times really fast. Sinking ship. It's a disaster. Beal wants out. Everyone's like, how about the Lakers, Bad Dog? What about Bradley Beal? Everybody wants that 3-headed monster that Brooklyn has now with Garnett. Listen to me. With Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving. Well, the problem is, they've given up their bench, they've given up their depth, and they've given up, their defense. And I don't know how much better they're going to be. There's not enough basketballs for Durant, Harden, and Kyrie Irving. The Lakers will be in a similar situation. Number one, they can't take on Bradley Beal's contract. And number two, who are you going to give up for him? You're going to have to give up a ton of pieces and a ton of draft picks. That wouldn't be really smart. People can talk about Kuzma trading Taylor Horton-Tucker and all these other things, but you got to remember, LeBron James is 36, and he still may be the best player in basketball. He's definitely one of them. But he's not going to be around forever. The Lakers need to look forward to their future as well. You don't want to give up your young pieces in your draft picks when LeBron James decides to call it quits, and you're going to be stuck being a really bad team. Bradley Beal just doesn't make sense. The Lakers have depth at the shooting guard position. They have THT, they have KCP, and they have Kyle Kuzma. I mean, these guys are small forwards, but shooting guards as well. Wesley Matthews, they have depth there. There's no doubt about that. They don't need a shooting guard, and they certainly don't need. They could use Bradley. I mean, everybody needs Bradley Beal, but it wouldn't make sense for the Lakers, and they can't afford him. So Bradley Beal's out of the question. Jarrett Allen, I love Jarrett Allen. But the Cavs aren't going to part with Jarrett Allen. He's 22 years old. They were just involved in the blockbuster deal, the 3-team deal that sent Harden to the Brooklyn Nets. And Jarrett Allen's not going to be expendable. We know that. And if he was, again, it's probably going to take a Kuzma, THT, and some draft picks. It really wouldn't make sense. I've been on record saying I would trade Kuzma for THT or for Jarrett Allen, but I can't say that I would do that in good faith. I like Kyle Kuzma. A lot of people want to trade Kyle Kuzma. A lot of Laker fans don't like Kyle Kuzma. I like Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma, to me, reminds me of Carmelo Anthony. He's a poor man's Carmelo Anthony. When Carmelo Anthony played under control, he was unstoppable. I'm not saying Kuzma could get to that level where he's unstoppable. But when Carmelo Anthony was playing erratically and trying to force things, he was very inconsistent. That's Kyle Kuzma. When Kyle Kuzma plays under control, takes the shots that are given to him, and doesn't try to do too much, he's very effective. He's also become one of the Lakers' best rebounders on the team. Okay? When he's playing under control, he's very good. It's when he starts to force things, when he tries to do something he's not capable of, when he starts jacking up threes, jab stepping, ball hogging, whatever he does, that's when he's ineffective. When he's not shooting the ball in rhythm, he's ineffective. He just needs to be more consistent and just take the shots that are given to him. I don't want to get rid of Kuzma. I don't want to get rid of THT. One of those guys, or if not both of them, we're going to have to go to Cleveland in order to get Jarrett Allen here. The guy that makes the most sense is Robin Lopez. I know that's not a sexy name. I know that. That's not Bradley Beal. That's not Jarrett Allen. That's not Andre Drummond. It's Robin Lopez. But remember last year, the Lakers didn't sign any really sexy name, right? In the middle of the year, they got Deion Waiters. They signed J.R. Smith. They got Markieff Morris. These guys filled a role for the Lakers. They got Dwight Howard. They filled a role. None of them were fantastic. But the Lakers, if they're going to win anything, are going to need depth at the center position. There's no doubt about that. Marc Gasol can't do it. They have no center behind him. The Lakers are going to get a good test tomorrow night when they play the Nuggets. Jokic is a man, right? Jokic is a big center. Jokic is dominating. Well, what is Gasol going to do? If Gasol gets in foul trouble, who guards him? Montrezl Harrell, Anthony Davis? What if Anthony Davis gets in free throw trouble? Then you're in trouble. Okay? It's one thing to lose a game tomorrow night. If they lose and Jokic has a big game, I think the Lakers need to double team Jokic to get the ball out of his hand like they did to Trae Young. Get the ball out of Trae Young's hand. You end up beating the Hawks that way. Make somebody else beat you. But in a 7-game series, if they meet up like they did last year, Jokic will be a nightmare. Remember what Frank Vogel did last year. He took JaVale McGee off of Jokic at the start, and he started Dwight Howard. And as soon as he made that move, Jokic was not nearly as effective. Dwight Howard is a much more athletic, much more physical defender, and he gave Jokic a lot harder time than JaVale McGee. Both of those guys were rim protectors, shot blockers, and they could play a little bit of defense, and it also gave you 12 fouls on Jokic. There are no 12 fouls right now with just Marc Gasol there. Robin Lopez is not the sexiest name, but he's effective. He's a veteran. He's averaging 12 points and 8 rebounds a game this year, I think. You could even start Robin Lopez and take Gasol off the bench. Gasol is a pretty good defender. He's not what he used to be. He's much slower, and I think Jokic would kill him. But Gasol, the biggest problem with him is he's no offensive threat. Jokic don't need to worry about playing defense. Gasol has no post-up game. Gasol don't shoot any mid-range jump shots. Gasol's not driving to the hoop. The biggest thing you got to worry about with Gasol is the way he passes. He's still a good passer. But all he does is shoot straight on threes. We see it every night, and he shoots it at a 20% clip. He's not good offensively. Robin Lopez gives you a little bit of offensive game. He gives you a little bit in the post, and maybe he gets Jokic in foul trouble. But that's what I'm talking about. Robin Lopez is a guy that the Lakers aren't going to have to give up much for. Probably Alfonso McKinney, Devontae Kikok, and whoever else. Right? They're not going to have to give up a lot. They're not going to have to give up a first-round draft pick. Robin Lopez definitely fits their budgetary needs. He's not a ton of money. And the Lakers aren't going to have to give up a lot to get him. Again, I know that's not what you want to hear. You want to hear Bradley Beal. You want to hear Andre Drummond. I understand that. Those guys are superstars. If the Lakers ever acquired one of them, you might as well just give them the trophy now. But to me, the one that makes the most sense, the one that is most feasible, the one that could definitely has the best possibility of happening, if the Lakers are going to come in and get a center, and they need a center in the worst way for depth, and they need that basket protector, Robin Lopez is probably the best bet. And that's what I think the Lakers should look into. I think they should look into Robin Lopez because I think he helps his team out, and I think that's just the best fit for their team right now. So that's all I got in this video, guys. Again, thank you for watching. If you made it this far, sorry about the diatribe at the beginning of the video. I just wanted to get out exactly why I stream the Lakers. Again, I don't feel the need to explain myself to anybody, but I get sick and tired of being asked that, so I'm not going to address it again. So that's all I got to say about that. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, I'll be doing a lot more Laker content on here as far as videos go. Check out the live streams as always. Please like, please subscribe. Enjoy the rest of your day. It's the Bad Diggity Dizzle, and I'm out. Peace!